Welcome to the home of WWE news, rumors, and gossip in real time. Click the bell, subscribe, and turn on all notifications today. Don't forget to become a channel member and send a super thanks donation below. And now, your host. He is the most consistent and dedicated in YouTube history, Seanzviewent.
AJ Lee accused a huge botch being an edit out in a race from WWE. Another accusation of assault as a young teenager. We're going to break all this down on the brash and the brazen. Also, Cedric Alexander's current TNA contract status revealed online, according to the dirt sheets, the websites, and the newsletters. And that's just starting off. We got a lot to get into. We have a lot of big blockbuster updates, and we're going to not waste any more of your valuable time. Remember, it's so important, so crucial to hype up this video, hype it up to make it right. Also, breaking news on the game Triple H. Triple H and Bret Hart shared the stage at Wrestlemania 41 in Las Vegas when WWE honored the 2025 Hall of Fame inductees. But not everything went as smoothly as it looked on the surface. While Triple H took center stage as the headliner, Bret Hart gave fans something to talk about with a subtle reaction that didn't go unnoticed. During the live event, cameras caught Triple H and Bret Hart shaking hands, but right after, Bret Hart seemed to roll his eyes. It was a quick moment, but fans immediately picked up on it, and Bret isn't denying it. Appearing on stage with Kenny on the inside of the ropes, Bret laughed when the eye roll was brought up, and he owned up to it. Did you guys notice that? He said with a smirk, when pressed about things that stand between him and the game Triple H today, Bret didn't give a clean answer, and that spoke volumes. He compared his longtime grudge with the game Triple H to an emotional burden he has tried to put behind him. I don't know the answer to that. I tried to move on. I always compare to carrying around a big bag of rocks. If you can just drop that big bag of rocks, it'd be a lot better for your mental and emotional state. At the same time, you have to follow your heart, and I am not sure where I stand with Triple H. Triple H may have been the face of this year's Hall of Fame class, but Bret also was honored alongside the incomparable Stone Cold Steve Austin for their classic WrestleMania 13 submission match, a bout that still ranks as one of the greatest in wrestling history. As for Bret Hart, it was a career-defining moment for fans. That handshake at WrestleMania 41 now feels more like a performance more than a reunion. It looks like the Montreal Screwjob isn't the only tension that hasn't been fully buried with Bret the Hitman Hart. And did you notice that Bret Hart rolled his eyes to the game Triple H? Also, why is AJ Lee being accused? Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this one. AJ Lee's in-ring comeback at WrestlePalooza fired up nostalgia for longtime WWE fans. It is 10 years in the making for AJ Lee. And are you amped and excited that AJ Lee is back in the WWE in 2025? With many excited to see her back in the action for the first time in nearly a decade, the return was hyped heavily, but whether that excitement can last is another story. According to those in the know, speaking on the Wrestling Observer Radio, Meltzer said that AJ Lee's appeal peaked the moment she came back, and he doesn't believe that she has the tools to be a major draw going forward. AJ Lee's business was going to be front-loaded. It was going to be really big for that first one. I never thought it would sustain. Meltzer pointed to the fact that the women's division has drastically changed since AJ Lee's prime and questioned whether her older style can keep up. She may be a popular woman among wrestling and based on different things, but it's going to be tough. She's older. The entire division has evolved incredibly in 10 years. She could stand out a decade ago, but with how the division has evolved now, it's tough. Becky helped carry her. Her long term, I don't see her being a big draw. Becky Lynch has really helped her career through a lot, and I thought almost enough. But there was certain points where it was just kind of like, she's got Becky Lynch there, but long term, he warned that this is a common trap for returning stars who think that they can pick up where they left off. Very often when you leave something and come back and go back to doing what you did before, you don't realize that the business is very different. I did not like the match personally because I thought that her style of wrestling just did not fit in with today's style of wrestling. She may just go in there and have this mental attitude of like, I'm catching up and now realize it and be a giant success. But as far as the in-ring goes, yeah, I was worried about that aspect. AJ Lee's return brought the crowd to its feet. A lot of emotion. A lot of roller coasters going on. But according to Dave Meltzer, it may be her only one big pop unless she makes major changes. AJ Lee's comeback may have had kicked off with a pop, but the nostalgia can only carry her so far in today's cutthroat women's division. The business has changed, and unless AJ Lee evolves with it, she could quickly fade from the spotlight that she once owned. Also, viewers, fans, and subscribers, WWE No Mercy. Listen to this one, guys. According to those in the know, the dirt sheets, the websites, and the newsletters, the skeptics, fans are launching a petition urging the WWE to bring back Alberto Del Rio. Now, that's the last guy I want to see. With his history and what he has done and how he is noted online, guys, just look up Alberto Del Rio, and he's got a laundry list load of dramas and problems and backstage. I don't know if anybody, well, I'm sure there's some of you that might want to see him, but to me, Alberto Del Rio in the WWE, it just doesn't add up. It just doesn't match. WWE No Mercy nearly sold out just hours before bell time. Jade Cargill shows off graphic bloody cut following WWE SmackDown. Jade Cargill also confirms her status after bloody WWE SmackDown main event incident in that triple threat match on the USA Network last night. Also, WWE edits out the botched pin finish from Tiffany Stratton's SmackDown main event on YouTube. Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax's botched SmackDown Women's title finish explained online. Tommy Lee licks Soraya's face, aka Paige, backstage at a Motley Crue Vegas show. Also, footage shows Jade Cargill being helped to the back after a bloody injury on the Blue Brand of SmackDown last night. The Undertaker gifts Michelle McCool a personal wrestling ring for her birthday. Eddie Guerrero's daughter calls the cops after a license plate goes missing. Are we getting a little bit of lying, cheating, and stealing all rolled into one? And now into our main event, our main topic of this here very video. The NXT betting odds reveal huge title shakeups in the WWE. Because now, according to the dirt sheets, the websites, the news, as according to the skeptics, because we have to get into the optics of all of this. So let's talk, guys, let's talk about this. Let's rewind here just for a moment, a second, all right? Wrestling fans, and I mean big breaking news at this time and at this hour. First, WWE SmackDown gets threatened with being pulled off of YouTube TV thanks to NBC Universal. So if you watch SmackDown through YouTube TV, like me, you may be screwed and you may no longer be watching SmackDown ever again on Friday nights. Because, ladies and gentlemen, WWE SmackDown gets threatened with being pulled off YouTube TV thanks to NBC Universal playing hardball. Now, the whispers are growing louder about WWE Raw's future on Netflix. Yes, that's right. WWE's two flagship shows, yet Raw and SmackDown, could both be seriously in danger. And the dirt sheets are buzzing. Will WWE's empire crumble under these TV wars and woes? Or is this just another twist in the soap opera that we call professional wrestling? Because right now, that's right, WWE's two flagship shows could both be in trouble. SmackDown off YouTube TV and Raw possibly off Netflix. At this rate, the only place left to watch WWE will be in the reflection of your toaster oven while you make a bagel. Let's rewind for just a second. WWE Raw made history in 2025 by moving to Netflix. The deal was groundbreaking. For the first time ever, the longest-running weekly episodic show in history was no longer on USA Network, which a lot of people want Raw to return to the USA Network, literally and figuratively. Instead, it became a streaming giant's crown jewel. Meanwhile, SmackDown has been bouncing around networks for years. Fox, USA, UPN, Peacock deals, you name it. But now, thanks to NBC Universal and their channels from YouTube TV threatening to pull them, SmackDown could vanish from millions of homes overnight. If WWE keeps getting pulled from platforms, the next Wrestlemania is going to air exclusively on MySpace Live. Brought to you by Tom. Let's talk about Raw on Netflix and why the rumor, why the panic after SmackDown could be pulled off TV. Now, I understand when I did that video last night, people were saying I was clickbait, I was fake, I didn't know what I was saying, I didn't know what I was doing. I never said SmackDown last night was going to be pulled. I said SmackDown altogether was going to be pulled. But again, this is where people don't understand, they don't listen, they don't get it. And that is the trolls, the skeptics, the haters, the naysayers, the people that just literally either deaf, dumb, or blind, or all three. I don't know. Listen, if you want to question me, if you want to debate me, that's fine. That's great and well. But when you're coming on here, oh, that's clickbait. That's fake. Oh, you're just trying to get views. You're just trying to make money. Listen, I was on YouTube long before money was the name of the game. I was on YouTube when it was free, when you had to do videos when it was free, when there was no money involved. I was on here long before AI even was a thing, okay? And again, I'm the one that brought WWE news to YouTube first. I did it before anybody, all right? Let me lay that down for you. Let me make that personally clear for you. For those of you just tuning in, for those of you that may have just heard of me or know of me, or you're just seeing me for the first time, I'm the one, and I've been doing this for over a decade. I've been doing this for over 10 years now, putting my blood, my sweat, my tears into this. And if you're going to call me a clickbaiter, a faker, a con artist, pulling the wool over the eyes, the boy that cried wolf, all you got to do, if you have a problem with it, is roll up, pull up, do something. Instead of typing and weeping and ranting and moaning and pissing and complaining, all you guts to do is show up. There's a plane, a train, Kurt Cobain, an Uber, a Lyft. There's all different options to show up and confront me man to man, face to face, one on one, but you ain't got the balls to do it because you ain't got no balls. You are just going to be hauls because you're going to be hauling your ass away in a limousine, going away. But when you mess with me, it won't be a limousine. You'll be sent away in an ambulance. You will be sent away in a wheelchair. You will be sent away. The hater, the skeptic, the critic, the keyboard warrior that you are. You think you have one up over the brash and the brazen? Well, you ain't seen nothing yet. Because if you think what I gave, if you think the titles I said, if you think what I've done in the past is nothing, that is nothing. It's going to look like a cakewalk. And for all the criticizers and for all the complainers, I'm going to give you a lot more to complain about. I'm going to give you a lot more to bitch about. I'm going to give you a hell of a lot more where that came from because that's what I do because I am Seanzview and I will always stir the pot on YouTube.com because the plot is always going to thicken. I can assure you of that at the end of the damn day. Because, ladies and gentlemen, Seanzviewent can't be stopped, and there ain't nobody here that can stop me. And there's two things you can do about it. Nothing and like it. And that is the only two things you will ever be able to do. Oh, and type. And type it on your little keyboard. And type it on your little cell phone. Like you're going to mean anything to me. Because all I got to do is hit that little block button. All I got to do is censor you. All I got to do is cock block you. All I got to do is talk. And I have your attention. Seanzview 1, haters and skeptics and keyboard warriors 0. My hero. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a hell of a lot more to come here on Seanzviewent Entertainment, where we give you the best, the most notable, the most intense, the most volatile. Seanzviewent Entertainment is where it's at. This is what I do, and I am always, always gonna be Seanzview Entertainment. Subscribe. Oh, and one moment, guys, just before we go off the air, because I got to be fair with this. Fans are still demanding that Nia Jax be fired from WWE. Should it happen? Will it happen? Does she deserve it? Has she earned it? Subscribe.